Hello. So for my site, I chose the plot of land that my house was built on that I grew up in. But for this assignment's sake, I'm going to say that there's not a house there, and we're just looking at it if it's feasible to build a home there. So my purpose would be to build a home. This site is located in Emmons County, just outside of Nashville, right along 259. So zoning. We're going down the list of main factors here. Zoning, there are no zoning restrictions on this site as far as residential construction goes. So building a home here in those regards would be fine. The soil, for the soil, we saw that there were 4 different types of soil: CKE, FAC2, PEB, and PEC2. And the most significant thing that I found with those is that PEC2 is actually of statewide importance when it comes to farming. And that makes sense. In hindsight, looking around where I grew up, there's a lot of farmland, a lot of crops, stuff like that. So the ground is definitely suitable for that. Slope. So the plot of land that my house is built on is built on a pretty steep incline. So for that reason, we have a basement. We have a really big retaining wall built into the hill. And that's pretty common in my subdivision. You'll see a lot of big retaining walls, and I think that obviously correlates directly with the slope of the land in these plots, and it's kind of, the subdivision is kind of like a big hill going all the way down. So yeah, retaining walls definitely when it comes to slope. Vegetation, it was just a big open field, so there's not many trees to be logged or landscape to be cleared in regards to construction. Utilities, when it comes to convenience of installing things like water, electricity, sewage, or internet, whatever it might be that you need to live comfortably, is feasible at this site location. Like I said, the site is located maybe a couple hundred yards off of 259, so they have transmission lines, water lines, things like that running with the road, so it's pretty convenient for any utility you would need to live. There are really no considerations when it comes to wildlife. Like I said, when it comes to vegetation, there's no dense woods or big pockets of trees, so deer, whatever you might have, large animals really wouldn't affect building. But if you were to farm here and say you had a food plot of soybeans, you obviously have potential anywhere in rural areas of Kentucky of wildlife getting into food plots and vegetation, things like that. Traffic, the site is very accessible. I can't imagine when they actually built the house they had any trouble accessing the site. I mean, it's right off the road, nowhere for a truck to really get hung up or anything like that. So in that regard, it's also very feasible. But yeah, that's my site. It's, like I said, it's about 2 minutes outside of Brownsville. It's suitable zoning, suitable soil, suitable slope, with some exceptions to, you might have to have a retaining wall or whatever it might be, especially if you were to do a basement. One other interesting thing that I found is, out of all the land in the subdivision that I surveyed with the web soil survey, our house was the only one that was rated, had a well enough rating to build a 3-story with a dwelling, which means, having a basement. And after noticing that through the survey, I kind of had a thought that not many houses in my subdivision, actually I think we are the only house that has a basement. So that might be why that the other houses, when they were built, contractors or whoever looked at the soil survey and realized, hey, this soil isn't rated for houses with a dwelling, and that would make sense. But yeah, that's basically all I got. Thank you.